Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Du'as of afia and barakah for everybody. Alhamdulillah, today sharing with me on the screen on my right hand. I don't know how the viewers are seeing it, but we have our beautiful sister coach, mashallah Sara, tabarakallah, sister Saniya. Asif, Alhamdulillah. Um, I would go ahead and give the introduction of Saniya, but I don't have it right now in front of me. So I will ask Saniya to give her introduction herself, inshallah ta'ala, and we will kick off our conversation around a very important topic around the coaching that she does, the struggles of immigrant moms. I know Saniya resides in USA. She is. Do you want me to tell the state as well?
It's okay. Either ways, we're good.
She's in Minnesota, so she's in the Central Time. I'm in Delaware. I've never been to Minnesota. I hope to visit there someday, inshallah ta'ala.
Inshallah.
But it's a cold, cold place. Saniya, is it
It is. It is.
snowing
We
outside?
have beautiful weather this year. We didn't have much of snow, so we're
Inshallah.
good this winter.
Good, alhamdulillah. Bismillah. Please do tell the audience about yourself.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. First of all, Jazakallah khair to Sister Iram for actually allowing me to take the stage with her and share share the limelight with her, I would say. So she's been an amazing coach, and I noticed that I was following her for quite some time. Every time I had the opportunity, I would pull up Instagram and look through her videos, look through her conversations, and hope striving to be like her someday, inshallah.
This is not about me. This is about you.
Now
Alhamdulillah.
I'm gonna take it.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, so my name is Sanya Asif, and I'm originally Indian, settled in the US for almost 10 years now.
Mashallah.
And I'm an immigrant. And that is the reason why I chose this topic for today, talking about the struggles of immigrant moms. A little bit more about myself. I'm mom to two beautiful kids living with my husband and children here in Minnesota. And I'm a budding life coach, I would say. Been in the coaching journey for about a year now.
Mashallah.
And it's been an eye opener for me, I must say. That,
Mhm.
it was like a lens that went through, and I got to see the actuality of immigrants here, what they're going through, their struggles. And it became more of a passion now for me to reach out to those women and help them, not only in the US, but across the world. I noticed that, we're always moving from one country to the other. So, what are the struggles we're facing? A lot of the times, the women going through a lot of abuse. And I made it my motive to empower such women, help them in
Alhamdulillah.
their journey.
Mashallah.
Well,
Tabarakallah.
that's how my journey started. I came here 10 years back, and I still remember, like, last night when I was trying to prepare for this, I was just recollecting that day when I walked into the airport and with two little kids, no idea where I was, away from the hustle bustle of India. Jahan bhi palto, neighbors milte the, and so much of noise, vegetable vendors, fruit vendors, and then all of a sudden it's like your ears are blocked because it's so silent here. I would wake up every morning, go to the patio, hoping to see, a neighbor saying hi to me or things like that. So it took me a while to actually enjoy the silence, I would say. Because when we're there, we're like, it's so noisy. When we're here, like, we're like, where's all the noise? So,
That's true. That's true. And I can definitely relate to that because I'm an immigrant as well. And I was shipped right after marriage. So excited to see everything, but also a hard depression hit me very soon because I did not have my immediate family support, my mom, my sister. So I remember that it was very difficult. Actually, I believe that I was so sad that I thought that having children is an easy way out of the sadness. No. No, but alhamdulillah for the things that happened, that they happened. Okay.
alhamdulillah.
So when you say that you help moms, that so what I'm understanding is that you connect with that loneliness, you connect with that fear. A lot of it, Sanya, was this like the schooling is not from here, right? I always say this. I've never even stepped into a university, or I sat in a community college to get my certification in teaching, that but that was like 13 years after,
Mhm.
right? No, 13, 10, 10, 12 years after. But still, so how do you help mothers connect with this new identity that their children are um, developing or exploring, and what are the struggles that they come to you with? Okay, so the question is, what are the struggles that they come to you with? How do you help them channel those emotions? And what is it that you are seeing over and over again in this coaching journey of yours?
So, number one, I would say is the whole idea of validation.
Great.
Like, helping them understand that you're not alone.
Hmm.
We're in this together.
Hmm.
Helping them understand that, the symptoms that they're feeling, the idea of, like you mentioned, depression. Like, I remember coming in peak winter. It was November when we first
Oh
came.
my god.
So we're like walking into, like, tropical climate, right into like a freezer, I would say.
Yes, yes. Minnesota is a freezer, people, if you do not know.
Yes, it is. And subhanallah, like every winter, that was the pattern. Like I would hate the winters coming in because I knew there wasn't much to do.
Hmm.
But when you mentioned that, children were the only option, I would say that was the best option because they kind of help you channel that, the need for acceptance. You have somebody who's,
Purpose, a sense of
yes,
purpose. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
definitely. And then because of them, you want to strive harder. You want to look
Absolutely.
out for friends for them.
Yeah.
You want them to go to the local masjid. You want them to find the right company. You want them to feel accepted, basically.
Yes. Yes.
They're not the only ones here who are practicing Islam. They're not the only ones here who are wearing a hijab. So that was priority for me.
Alhamdulillah.
I still remember I walked into the local mosque and I was like, I need to get into this group.
Yes. Yes.
I
Yes.
need my children to get in there. So,
It's so funny. She's a very good friend of mine now, but she reminds me. She was like, I entered the masjid and you were standing there like such an eager, happy puppy like look, like saying salam to everybody, like, oh, please accept me, I'm new. I'll
right,
click
I
somewhere. I'm like,
know.
I was looking to get into, like, get a hook somewhere to, for
Correct.
somebody to open their yani greeting and say, you know what? Oh, I see that you're new, to be seen,
Mm-hmm.
to be accepted. So I 100% understand. So coming back to that, what is it that, but from then to now, suddenly there's a difference. I came 19 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
There's a huge difference. The mindset of my generation was different. You are probably dealing with younger millennials. So what are their struggles?
So I was still a newcomer. I remember when I walked around the masjid and somebody was like, it's 10 years, it's 12 years, it's 15 years. And I didn't even want to open my mouth then. And I can't believe now when somebody asks me how long, I'm like 10 years. And it takes me a while to actually accept that, right?
Yeah.
So, number one is you and I went for that help. We tried
Mhm,
reaching out to people.
mhm, mhm.
Unfortunately, all women don't do that.
Absolutely correct.
They're
That's
so
true.
scared to get out of the four walls of their house. They're so scared to ask for help. There are
Mm,
multiple women who have reached out to me, and the first message is that, Behen, I need help. The
mhm,
next day, she reaches out telling me, you know what, I'm fine. I
mhm,
don't need that help that I was asking for.
mhm,
That
mhm,
whole idea of acceptance and validation is the biggest struggle, I would say.
mhm.
Number two
Acceptance
is,
and sorry, I'm
go
go
ahead.
ahead. Go ahead. I'll ask this question later.
Okay. So the other thing I felt was, these women, they don't know, like they don't have anybody to talk to. A lot of the times they're spending their hours with the little kids, no adult conversations. They don't even understand that somebody wants to hear them. They're so ashamed to even reach out and say, you know what, I'm going through this. Can you help me? It's so sad. It's
It is
it's
depressing, downright depressing. I used to say that I live in a matchbox. Okay, so at my time, there was no WhatsApp.
mm-hmm,
Allah ka shukr, now people have WhatsApp. There was no FaceTime. There was Skype calling or MSN Messenger, right? But still, again, the people that I wanted to be connected with, the time difference and everything. So I used to feel that I'm stuck in a matchbox, a beautiful matchbox, but I'm so dissatisfied, unhappy, angry, like, oh, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive me for all. But those emotions were real. Those emotions were real. They hurt. They hurt us a lot. And now our children, like, later I'll just a funny part, like our children are like, "But we're Americans, you are Pakistani, we're Americans." I'm like, chill, chill.
I know. And subhanallah, 10 years later, I love staying home. That was the time when I wanted to get out.
Yes,
Now I
yes.
love the four corners of my house, the four walls. It's like so inviting. I love the times I spend on my own because I've made this little world for my own where, I'm helping other women, I'm reaching out to them. So I think I found my happiness in this.
We found our groundings. I should say that. I don't remember the last time I hosted anybody at my place. I'm like, I'm fine, you're fine, we're fine. Hi.
Exactly, yes.
We found our groundings. We found
Mhm.
our groundings. What would you so what I'm hearing from you is like reach out, connect with people, gain the self confidence, trust others, find your like minded people. And you cannot find your like minded people unless you go through the struggle of, like the choices that we make. For me, Sanya, and help me explain this better, inshallah ta'ala. You meet somebody, you're eager to meet somebody, and you just connect with them, and you feel like, oh, finally I met somebody. And then you meet with them once and twice and thrice, and maybe within a period of 1 year or 2 years, you start seeing like, I don't think this was a good investment of emotion. I don't think this was a good investment for my self growth, right? So the fear of meeting the wrong kind of people in order to find the select few right kind of people. How would you talk about that?
I would say the first step is to actually make that move. Let
Yes.
yourself be heard. Talk to that person. Give them a chance to hear what you have to say. So this
Mhm.
also brings me back to another incident where, I would take the kids to a local park and I would see this one woman who would come by every day, followed by four kids behind her, one in the stroller, one in the tummy.
Mhm.
Subhanallah, she would try to smile, she would try to talk, but we could not understand each other.
Mhm.
It
Mhm.
was so sad. So, the other thing I really want to address is the language barrier that these women are facing.
That's true.
So she spoke Pashto, and
Ah,
I did not understand a word what she was saying. And it was just that smile that was trying to connect with me. So it was the body language. She was trying to invite me to her house, and her little daughter, all of like 7 or 8, she comes in and she's like, this is what my mom is trying to say. So
oh.
this is the thing that gets passed on to the children.
Mhm.
They
Mhm.
try
Mhm.
so hard for their moms to make that connection.
Yeah.
And some women, there's a lot of research about children who are trying to compensate so much more that they're, maturing before time. They're trying to fill in that gap that their moms are going through.
That's true. That's
Another
true.
thing is they're ashamed. You can't
The
come in.
identity crisis kicks in.
Identity crisis. They're like, especially during the pandemic when the kids were home with mom wanted to help, but she did not know how to help them because she didn't understand the homework, she didn't understand the instructions. So was like, a global crisis felt by all of the immigrant moms, especially the ones who had a language barrier. So what these women can do, and what I have started doing recently for the last few months, is that I teach conversational English to immigrant
Fantastic.
moms.
Fantastic. Free of cost.
Some of them, it depends on their situation. So that's how I do my coaching as well. So if
Yeah.
women are struggling financially, then a lot of my sessions are pro bono. And then,
Wait a second.
I take
Wait a
this
second.
in them.
Women are always struggling financially. Tell me a woman who is not struggling ever financially.
That is my next point.
I'm a woman too, people, and I struggle. I still struggle financially. Okay, I'm not dissing women. I'm just saying, yani, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us barakah in our rizq tayyib. I mean,
I mean. But you know what? The way you're able to say that statement out loud, that's another struggle.
yeah,
To even say that statement out loud, okay, I'm struggling financially,
yeah,
that doesn't come easy to women.
yeah, yeah.
So that's, they're coming from home, they're coming from a protected environment, and they want to do so much here in this country. If not anything, then at least support their spouses because they want to feel useful other than just, doing the work at home. Of course, that is a job by itself, but they still want to prove perhaps that maybe kar sakti hu, maybe, I can just do something to make myself feel validated, to feel validated in the family.
So yeah, this might be an off-topic thing, but huh, I understand. Like for example, if you've and so to the audience, Saniya is a master's in psychology, mashallah, tabarakallah, right? So she has a background for the things that she's realizing and understanding and helping women with, and she's putting her degree to a great use, doing a lot of feasibility work as well. Mashallah, tabarakallah, that's awesome. But the point that I was trying to get to, even if it sounds like off topic, but I think this is an immigrant mother struggle. I've struggled with it, still struggle with it. I have no shame talking about it. A, because I'm an extrovert. B, because I always like to share with my vulnerability. I think that is my stronger point: being authentic, being vulnerable, not like sugarcoating stuff. So I will tell you this. So my generation, which is an older millennial, and then the newer millennial, and Gen Zers are still Gen Zers. Like they're pretty young, right? They're pretty young, but still some of them are getting married. And the Gen X. If we look at just these generations that are still, if they're not just exactly in their birthing years, but they're still in bringing up their children years, right? We immigrant women struggle a lot, not just because we're away from family, but also because of the hyper dependence on our spouses. And the hyper dependence creates that hole, because I've gone through it. That's why I'm describing it like I felt it. I'm not saying this is exactly what's happening, but you being a coach, you having a psychology background, inshallah, you will shed more light after I stop speaking and making sense of what I'm trying to say. But if a woman has spent this many years studying to become a doctor, a scientist, a teacher, or something, and you come to this land, it is fair that, and you want to give time to your family, fair, give 10 years to your family, give 11 years to your family, but have a niche for yourself. Do something for yourself. I just studied Quran and was a member of ICNA, and I asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for that. I make dua for that girl, Hina, who actually came to me one day. I was in Cincinnati, lost, standing in the masjid, and she said, Quran padna hai? And I said, Pad to liya hai. I've studied Quran. What do you mean Quran padna hai? No, she said, no, no. I mean, do you want to understand what the Quran is? I was like, of course, yes, yes, I want to do something. I was so desperate, and I was making dua for something. I know the pain of desperation, Sanya, and that is why probably you help women, because you know the pain of desperation. So I want to say this, that give your household, give your family your 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, 20 years, fine. But now, 2 decades ago, my situation was different. But today, the situation is, get yourself involved in doing something where I don't talk about financial freedom. I've seen women, doctors, scientists, business women who are still struggling with their spousal or their children problems or their home problems. Money does not solve everything, but it gives you the cushion to hire a coach at least, or talk to a therapist at least, or spend some money on your mental health, physical health, something at least, right? So Sanya, how do you coach women in that space? I've just made this whole conversation for you to now reach out to women to get coaching in that space and for that.
So, number one is find your happiness. Another notion that we women have is that it's the responsibility of the spouse to give you that happiness, right? We walk into a marriage saying that isi mein khushi milne wali hai, so let him do all it takes. I'm just going to sit and I'm just going to wait for that happiness to come knock on my door or fall in my lap, and I'm going to be happy.
Making the fourth chai of the day for your spouse kills the happiness. Come on, I'm a testament to that. I've thought of poisoning the chai many times.
No, I would, I think I have changed my perspective now, and I would say that chai would give you the happiness, provided it's coming from a place of shukr and sabr. Like,
And contentment of you, of me being me.
exactly,
Me,
exactly.
I felt happiness only when I realized my self-worth. Like, okay, fine. Yani, I have my space, my world, my dunya, my corner, and I have something to be busy in apart from just cleaning and cleaning and cooking and cleaning and cleaning and cooking.
Exactly. Now, who has laid those rules for you? He has not told you कि सिर्फ मेरे 4 कप चाय बनाओ, तुम एक भी नहीं बनाओ, बैठी रहो ऐसी. Nobody is saying that to you. Did you make those 3 cups for yourself that you're making the fourth cup for him? Right? Did
His
you
chai
fill
was
your
different than my chai. If he would drink kettle tea, that was fine. I had to clean the dish also after that. That was very inconvenient.
so
But
all I'm
in all
saying
seriousness,
is,
yes.
find your happiness, find your tribe. So a lot of the women who have also reached out, so they'll start off with, I think I'm not happy, but and then da 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 da, like, but mera miyan to ye karta hai, wo karta hai, wo karta hai, but he's not like how he was before the kids. Right? So you don't know what you want. Find
Yeah,
out. That's what I do as a coach. I help you find out what it is you want. Are you
good.
looking for happiness in your marriage? Are you looking for happiness outside of the marriage? Can you invest in courses? Can you do a little bit of self-care? Like kar kya rahe ho apne saath tum? Subah se sham, you have the time. You have the resources. How are you using these resources? Nowadays technology is so good. All you have to do, you don't want to step out of your house, exercise at home. You have like 1,000 videos out there, all
But
free of
but
cost.
but Saniya, in all these, if a person is traumatized and if a person has this, like I said, I went into like deep depression. I started to self-loathe myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know how long it took me to really finally. My sister used to say this to me. She said, "What happened to you after marriage? You became like a cow. Don't you have any common sense? Like what happened to you?" And I had given all of my senses, common sense, intelligence, everything, not to my husband, but to the idea
Mm.
that I am not enough and I don't have to be myself again because I'm not accepted as I am. And it was a difficult journey. It was a difficult journey. But what I'm saying is like motivation to a person who is depressed does not come easily. How do you help that person?
First is you reach out to that person, help them understand that what you're going through is
No, no,
you're.
no, no. You don't reach out to the. You're the coach. They have to reach out to you. How do they reach out to you?
How do they reach out to me? First of all, is if they know that they're going through something.
Yes. So acknowledging that you
Acknowledging.
have
Yes.
to do something about this emptiness, this hollowness. Yes.
Exactly. So again, that's the thing. You have to be able to reach out to people. Now it's a world completely online, right? Unless you get on to the right platform, you're not able to find the right people, unless, of course, it's like a word of mouth thing. Say, for
Absolutely.
example, I post on one of the Facebook groups, okay, I'm this faith-based coach, I'm a growth mindset coach, I'm here to help you. Are you going to lift your finger and type, okay, I need help?
I did that.
Mm-hmm.
I did that. I reached out to a coach. This was in 2020. I
Wow.
just saw a few videos and she asked exactly this question.
Mm-hmm.
And I typed, yes, I need help.
That I would say is number one.
Mm.
Come out, at least have yourself heard. Let us know what your struggle is so that we help you channel that struggle. A lot
Excellent.
of the times, you don't even need to go to a therapist. You don't need to get onto those anti anxiety medicines. You don't need medication for this.
Yes, 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 yes. You know what? We Muslim women coming from diverse cultures, we already have enough vitamins and minerals in us. We just need to like bring them out.
Exactly, exactly. Start taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
Self care is another thing I tell them about. Now, that self care could be anything, even if it's drinking that 1 cup of chai in the morning in peace.
Hmm.
It doesn't have to be going into the spa, going into the parlor, getting your facial
पैसे
done.
नहीं है बीबी पैसे नहीं है
नहीं, exactly. अब जिसके लिए पैसे हैं, use it. Like, I caught on to one sentence you told me. You said, I was just doing Quran and Ikna. You were
हाँ.
not just doing it. You
No,
were
no, I
doing
was not
so much.
just doing it, but yeah, I mean, at
Yes.
that time, that was my mindset, and I was
Right.
happy with that. I was like, phew, something for me.
Exactly.
And once I started doing that, then I wanted to do more things. Of course, we are insatious beings; never anything is enough for us. We are like a pit. But thank you for highlighting that. Good.
So,
See, she's a good coach.
so yeah, I would say, come out with your struggles. Don't hesitate to say that sentence that, I'm struggling, I need help, I need somebody to validate my emotions.
Sonia, another important question. Because you're a coach, I'm a coach, so I'm just like, I hope that the people are understanding how this conversation is happening. I'm not interjecting with her, but because we both deal with these kinds of situations, I know, for, as a matter of fact, I know she's dealt with it, and I'm um just like trying to give the audience an overview. So let's say, and because you're a coach, so I'm really hoping that you have dealt with this. When a woman is depressed, she has low self-esteem, she does not know what direction she should take. They become very needy, clingy. They start asking for free stuff, and I'm not even talking about paying the coach, okay? They start asking for free time, a lot of attention, and a lot of yani filling in that, taking in that energy, and it somehow within that conversation, within that help, within that good help, it starts to become toxic. How do you draw a boundary in that? You've seen that, I know you've
A
seen that.
lot. Yes, a
Yes.
lot.
So what do you say to women like this? How do you bring it to your awareness, like this neediness, this cry for help inside? I can imagine that somebody is feeling that they're drowning, but you know that what do I call it, the victim mindset.
Mm-hmm.
How do you bring it to the awareness of a person?
So I've noticed this a lot. You're right, where that neediness is there. Initially, I do let them talk,
Yeah,
okay? But
absolutely.
then I give them a deadline.
Good.
So by then, I've created this, friendship with them, this sisterhood with them. I'm like, okay, I'm your sister. You can say all you want, but say after a couple of times, and then I notice that this isn't going to end, I'm like, okay, I'm giving you this time frame. 2 दिन है, रोना है रो लो, जो भी है करना है कर लो. But when you come out of this, then you're coming out stronger,
Great. You
right?
give them a deadline, you give them something to start from.
Exactly. I'm like,
Right.
oh yeah, we found the symptom, we found the implications of it. Now, how are we going to work towards it? Are you ready to make that change? How
People are
important
not ready usually.
for you?
They just like to cry. They
Yeah.
don't want to do the work.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly women say, I can't do this.
So
This
that's
is
when
too
you have
difficult.
to hold their hand and tell them, you're not alone in this. Give them your story. Tell them that I've been there. I understand every bit of what you're going through. And, that comes from a place of pain and understanding. So, you
Absolutely.
know, I feel that you would resonate as a coach only when you have that, compassion inside you, when you have dealt with it and you're saying, okay, I understand your pain and I'm here to help you out of this. It does take some time. Some women take a lot of time. Some people bounce out of it faster. So,
To this, I want to add one thing. I was listening to 1001 reels, of course. I
mhm,
mean, who does actually educate themselves? We just get educated on reels. It's a sarcastic remark, but I this what I'm going to share was from a reel. It was a scientist. She was a doctor, and she said that they did study on different human beings. What they did was they purposely inflicted a wound on them. I think probably they pricked them or
mhm,
something, right?
mhm.
And they had three categories. One category, they put them in a room where they allowed the time to be as it is.
Okay.
In the other room, they fastened the clock. In the third room, they delayed it, made it more slower,
Mhm,
right? And they then saw the pattern of how soon people healed,
mhm,
right? And what they found out was, even in the delayed clock room, the mindset, not everybody, but of the people who thought that I have to heal, I have to heal, I have to heal, recovered faster than the people who had the fast clock, and recovered faster than the people who had the real time, simultaneously with everybody else. And the people who thought that this is taking time and this is, their worry and anxiety increased. Their worry and anxiety increased. And so she said that doctors can give you just an just a timeline based on experience,
mhm.
but a person heals depending on how soon they want to heal.
They want to heal. Exactly. They
And this
want.
was so good because it brought me back to my healing time, Sanya, when I was very hurt and I was in my depressed time. When I went with this coach, You know what she said to me after a few NLP sessions? She said, "Wow, you're fast." I said, "Because I have to go zoom, zoom, zoom. I can't wait for this. I need to get out of this. This is why I reached out to you, because I am fed up and tired, and I just want to continue with my life." So it resonates, and I wanted the person to hear this, that the healing, which you said it so nicely, that the healing and its time depends upon the person going through something, how fast, how soon you want to heal.
And that's another thing I would like to add is giving them. So, my strategy or my method of working with women is I like to send them positive affirmations every morning. And I have them practice that, talk to themselves in front of the mirror. There's so much I can do, but the rest is up to you.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
another thing I like to do is keep in touch with my client through the week till we meet again. So,
Yeah,
leave them a little thing, okay, ask them to practice a gratitude journal. That's another thing. I call it the Alhamdulillah journal. So
mashallah.
every night,
Do you have that journal? Do you sell it? Yeah, you just do make them write
no,
stuff,
I
because you send them prompts.
have them start typing it out to me. It's as
Okay,
simple as that.
that's
Because
great.
the
That's
key is they want to be heard, they want to feel validated. अल्लाह
absolutely.
से तो दुआ होनी है, अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह बोलना है, but a lot of the times you want to hear an answer back.
Absolutely.
So send me your
Beautiful.
alhamdulillahs. Before you go buy that fancy journal, that fancy pen, and you get down to it, we all women love the fancy stationery, right? So
Yes, of
usse pehle
course.
send it out to me so that I'm listening to you and I'm here for you. So
Absolutely.
positive affirmations, gratitude journal, that's key. Keep in touch with me, reach out to me. I'm not charging you for reaching out to me and just expecting a message from me, or just to tell you that I'm here no matter what. I'm with you every step of the way, but slowly trying to wean them off again. Telling them that this journey is yours, you're on the driver's seat, I'm just at the back helping you go ahead in life.
Alhamdulillah. I just put in the description your Instagram handle. No, I put the wrong one. Delete it. Delete it. I can't delete it. Just give the name of your Instagram handle.
So I go by the name The Immigrant Mommy Diaries.
The immigrant. My spellings are wrong. So can you please spell it out for me?
The Immigrant, IMMIGRANT,
Mommy.
YDIARIES.
Diaries. Diaries. This is Coach Sania's handle. The immigrant. Am I butchering your name?
No, not at all.
Okay, good. This is where you reach out to her, right? This is where you reach out to her on Instagram. Like she said, Alhamdulillah, she is very reasonable. Mashallah, tabarakallah. She has a lots of patience. Unlike me, I don't have that much patience, but but it was lovely connecting with you. If I don't want to put you on the spot, but in your head you had a few points. You explained beautifully. Love your style of communication and how you ooze softness and kindness and mashallah tabarakallah. It's lovely. And when I spoke with the Sanya for the first time, I said, Sanya, you're so beautiful and your voice is gentle, and it's absolutely yes, you're in the right business. Coaching is something that you should do, but Sanya, sum up for anybody who's just watching the last end of this, and we'll wrap up, inshallah.
So, first of all, I would like to highlight that my first session is always free. So, even if you just want to have a little conversation, I always send you back with action steps. It's not that, you're just rambling on and I just listen to you and put the phone down and I say, okay, we're done. So, I'm always sending you back with resources, with action plans, but please make that effort to understand that you're not abnormal, you're not weird, that you're going through any of these struggles. It's a worldwide struggle we're all having. We're all moving from one country to the other. We're trying to fit into the crowd. So it's okay. If you fill your cup, you're going to be able to fill your children's cup, right? Children need to see the mom happy. Your family needs to see you happy. We all know that, if we're happy, then we're going to function well with the family. So
Absolutely.
please make that effort and do yourself some good. Do yourself some do yourself a favor, I would say, and just make that effort to have yourself seen, heard, and understood. And it's going to take you a long way, inshallah.
Inshallah, ta'ala, tabarakallah. And the introduction that I didn't give. So Sister Sanya is the coach, is a certified growth mindset coach with master's degree in psychology. She specializes in coaching Muslim women in particular in overcoming their learned helplessness. Yes, that's a very good term. And navigating complexities of narcissistic, financial, and social abuse, to name a few. She works with clients to help process past and ongoing trauma and pain and enables them to productively overcome strifes of life. And her mantra is let's not just survive, but thrive. Yes. And her services are focused on survive to thrive, growth mindset, positive thinking, overcoming anxiety and stress, dealing with narcissistic abuse, financial and mental abuse in marriage and other relationships. And you can find her on the Immigrant Mommy Diaries on Instagram. MashaAllah, tabarakallah, jazakallah khair, Coach Saniya, for your time. Inshallah ta'ala, we would love to have you again on one of our Thursday Thought Lives. Jazakallahu khair once again. Thank you.
Jazakallah. Jazakallah. Take
I
care.
hope everybody felt connected, and this was a good learning or awareness or revision wherever we are in our journeys. Alhamdulillah, loved listening to Coach, loved talking to her. Coach, I hope that you felt that you were heard.
It was amazing. Yeah. I didn't feel like I was on camera. It just felt like a very heart to heart conversation because we're in this together. We understand our struggles. And it was an absolute pleasure to be able to, put myself out there. And I'm just hoping that, the ones who do resonate make that effort to reach out and ask for help. And you will be given more than what you ask for, inshallah. And Allah's with you all the time. So.
May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put barakah in the work that you do, in the time and the energy and the effort and the sincerity that you do it with. Allahumma barik. Take care, everybody. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.